Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be concluding the blocking the fascinator part that we started earlier. So to after blocking the fascinator, as attaching the fabric to the mold using pins, we will be using this stiffener and this makeshift brush that I'll be using to dab in the stiffener. So first thing I need to do is to mix my stiffener with water. It's usually very thick. It is sold in a very thick consistency. So in order to make it a bit lighter so it doesn't clog my the pores of my fabric that I blocked, so I will just use a little bit of water to mix it and make it a bit lighter in consistency. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I've done that. You see the consistency it is right now. It's not as thick as it was before, and I'll be using my foam to dab like that and make sure I cover everything. So you have to ensure that all the surface is covered to avoid some parts being stiff while other parts are soft. So I have to go in with my stiffener underneath the mold also, because we'll be cutting out the excess later, so we need that stiffener to go round. So this is what it should look like when you're done. Look at the bottom part, all the edges are covered also. So I've dried my mold, and this is how it looks when it's dry. All the whitish stuff are gone. So now I'll be taking this fabric of the mold. I'm taking the matte fabric of the mold. So first I take out my pins one after the other. And after doing that, I'll go ahead and trim off those excesses on the edge. So apologies about my voice. I've been a little bit under the weather, so it's quite harsh. But I just felt I needed to upload this video as soon as possible, so I just had to do it anyway. So after cutting out the excesses, I'll take out the nylon that I used to cover the mold earlier to protect it from the stiffener. So you see, this is how the edge should look like, and we will be taking this off the mold now. You see, I just put a finger through it to widen that part a little bit, so we have some allowance to bring out the mold. Just watch what I'm doing. You see, just one finger, and why I'm doing that is so we do not destroy the shape of the mold in a bit to bring it out. So I'm just taking my finger through it like that to create some allowance, a little bit of allowance. You see, it comes out easily like that. So I take out the nylon also. You see how smooth and neat the inside is. This is what your result should be. Blocking a fascinator is really not it's not a easy thing, which is why most people try to avoid it, but it's something that when you know how to do it, you can manipulate any shape. Okay, so the next thing we will be doing is to attach our wire. So I've gone out to cut out my wire and 2 extra inch allowance. So I'll be using that thread to tie the 2 ends together. So before you tie, just put it on the base like that to be sure what you're tying is the correct thing. So I don't think I showed how I measured the length. So what you do is you measure around the edge of this base, measure around it, then you add 2 extra inch for overlap. So this thread now is 6 lines, so just 6 lines like that. You use it and to tie the edges together. So it's 6 lines of thread. Now people alternatively use paper tape for this method, but I find that using this thread is firmer for me, though not easy to do. So this is how it is supposed to look like when you're done using the thread. You see how firm it looks. So that's why I prefer to use the thread. So when you're done with that, you just push it into the already blocked base like that. Push it to the position you want it to be, then you cover. So you fold in the edge like that, then we go to the next process. So as much as possible, I try to make this video very detailed. Why? Because a lot of people have been requesting for videos of blocking fascinator from scratch, and that's why I had to do this particular video. So this is what it should look like. So the next thing I'm doing is to go in with my UHU to glue down those edges. So it's also pretty simple. Apply your glue to the edge like that, the edge of the base, then just press it down. Allow a few seconds for it to become tacky, then you press it down. So you press. So you do that all around, and when you're done, we will be covering with any fabric of choice. See how that looks? So that is how it should look when you're done. So here's the finished base. So with this base now, you can cover it with any fabric. You can do anything to it. In fact, you can decide to use it the way it is. But because I'm making this fascinator for a client and the requested color is white, that is why I'll be using this color to cover mine. In fact, at this point, your base is ready. Any other thing you do here is just personal preference or client preference, but at this point your base is ready. So here's how to cover a base with fabric if you'll be using a different fabric from the color of the base. So you go in from one end, the other end. It's quite similar to when we're covering our mold with the fascinator fabric, the matte fabric. So you go in from both edges, then the other side too. It's more like you get the first 4 spots, then you go in with the other edges. Yes, like this. So then you go in with the other sides. So I believe this video is detailed enough. So if you try to use this method to block your base, feel free to add me to tag me to any videos or any photos. You can also upload and let me see. I'll be glad to hear from you. And if you find this video very helpful, you can also like, you can also comment and share, and invite your friends to also subscribe. And to all our new subscribers, I'm very thankful. I know for a fact that I have not been very active here, but still I keep seeing subscribers every day, and for that I'm very, very grateful. And I really hope to be more consistent henceforth. So this is what the fascinator should look like after covering all the edges with fabric. So what we need to do next is to cut off those excesses, and I'll be using a blade to do that. You need a blade that is sharp. Something blunt will just make this part look too stressful, so it's best to use a sharp razor. So you just cut like that all around. So I go round like that with my blade, and this is what it looks like finished. So to cover up that raw edge, I'll be using this tiny trim to do that. And after covering it, our base is ready. So after covering it with that, you can go ahead and use any trimming of your choice, attach your Alice band, and you're good to go. So this is how you cover with trimmings, like that. You just go round with that. In case you're wondering the length you'll be needing, it's easy. Just use your tip to measure around the inside to get the length. Then you add 2-inch allowance for overlap. That's all. So I believe with this video you should be able to make your own fascinator base. Now the other alternative to doing this, like, okay, if you say you don't want to go through all of this stress, that we have already made bases that are sold in the market, so you can just buy one and buy your trimmings, attach your Alice band, and you're good. But if you don't want to do that, then this is a better option for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.